Hello! There comes a time when you look around in your various cupboards and boxes and things and think, I have way too much crap. Well, here's one of those pieces of crap for all the world to see. Now, I'm being a little bit harsh. It's an MSI U135DX, and again, it's another netbook. Now, this machine is not going to be a Hewlett-Packard 2133 saga. I am not refurbishing this machine. I am not rebuilding it. I am not upgrading it. I'm not installing ridiculous things on it and seeing how far I can push it. This machine is more of a backup, I suppose, than anything else, but to be quite honest, probably should just be sold. Now, it's in good condition. It is in good condition, and no, this is not a sale video, so even if you were to make me a ridiculous offer, I have no way of accepting it anyway. Not unless you fancy coming all the way to my house and paying cash on collection. But anyway, I'm going off on one here, as I normally do. Let's take a look around it, just like the unboxers and whatnot do, I suppose. Kensington lock. Oh wow, yeah, the video quality is absolutely exceptional, isn't it? Kensington lock. Charger, there's your outlet for your fan, a couple of USB ports, indicator lights, another USB port, SD card slot, headphone microphone, video out via VGA, and your network port. There you are, job done. That was painless, wasn't it? So let's open this thing up, and we've got to be super careful because the hinges are really flimsy, to be quite honest. This machine's seen a lot of opening, closing, opening, closing. There's a couple of things. One, you may be able to make it out in the video, I'm not sure. The trackpad looks worn. It's not. That is how it was supposed to be. Why, I have no idea. Keys are netbook keys. What do you expect? They're certainly not as nice as the Hewlett-Packard 2133. Microphone, crap resolution. Sorry, camera, crap resolution. Microphone, crap sound. Speakers practically non-existent. They might as well not exist. Yeah, I'm ragging on the machine, but it works. It does what it's supposed to do, I suppose. So let's turn it on. Oh, and yes, there is supposed to be a blue light just up here, but guess what? Like some of the other things on this machine, it doesn't work. Oh, I really don't like this thing, do I? Poor little netbook. Oh, and the battery doesn't last very long either. Poor little netbook. Yeah, right. So, for the sake of ease, I'm going to plug in a USB mouse here. And I've then got to type in my password, which is going to be great. So let's just do that quickly. And there we are. Now, yes, I have put an MSI background and whatnot on it. You know, I try to make it look as OEM and professional as possible. System's running Windows 7 32-bit, I believe. Yes, it is. Even though it has a 64-bit Intel Atom processor. We have in there a Intel Atom N455 running at 1.6 gig, as you would expect, and 2 gig of RAM, because like all netbooks, the maximum amount of memory is 2 gigabytes, which is kind of annoying considering I have a 64-bit CPU. I have plenty of 4 gig sticks of DDR3 that would go in this machine, and I'm limited to 2 gig of memory. Great. Which is why I installed a 32-bit OS, because I don't run 64-bit specific applications, unless it's games and things, which I'm not going to be doing on this machine, so there's no point, effectively. Which is really quite aggravating. It annoys me more than it should do, I suppose. But anyway, the black Intel inside sticker is not factory at all. In fact, I'm going to take the camera off this tripod so we can actually get a decent view at this thing. Ah, look at that light. Isn't it great? So this is where it all becomes rather shaky and whatnot. The Intel inside sticker that's on there, this black one, is not factory. That's something that I've put on there because I think, well, it kind of suits the machine better. It had all these stupid display stickers and whatnot all over it, which have come off. What can you do on this? Well, anything you can on a laptop, really, I suppose. Browse the internet, write some documents, that kind of stuff. Although, to be quite honest, I mean, the web browsing experience is better on this than it is on the HP 2133, but not by a massive amount at all, to be quite honest. In fact, it's actually lagged out. Hooray! That's superb. As you can kind of tell, there's no real rhyme or reason to this video. It's just a random bitch about this machine, I suppose. It's not amazing. Ooh, chug, 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 chug. Look at it chug. Isn't it great? And again, this is a machine that would have been installed, would have had Windows XP installed on it, because, you know, cheap. It is running Windows 7. It does run Windows 7 quite happily, without any particular issue, I suppose. Open up Microsoft Office. Yeah, it's fairly speedy, I suppose. You know, it's good for general netbook stuff. You know, writing Word documents, doing some spreadsheets, email, little bit of web browsing. You can play a little bit of YouTube on this. You know, the Intel GMA video card that's in it is a little bit more powerful than the Via Chrome 7 that's in the 2133. But no, it's not going to set the world alight, you know, and be overly fantastic. It is what it is. It's a netbook. It's a product of its time before tablets were all the rage, and to be quite honest, a little bit more powerful than these things are. There seems to be a small resurgence in them coming back with these 2-in-1 tablets, and, you know, maybe the netbook will live on, but just in a different guise, perhaps. These things were cheap, kind of crude, but hey, they did the job. And to be fair, I'm ragging on this machine quite a lot, but, you know, that processor, it works, it gets on, it does the job. 2 gig of memory is kind of annoying. I really wish that they put the memory cap on netbooks to 4 gig. I mean, it's not like we don't have 4 gig sticks and we could have got away with just the 1 RAM slot and whatnot. So that is kind of annoying. It does limit the machine quite hard with only the 2 gig of RAM. There is ways in which to forcibly make netbooks use 4 gig of RAM. I've seen it done. Me and some friends have successfully done it once before, although, my god, was it 1, time consuming, 2, a complete and total pain in the backside, 3, not really worth it, because 4, it actually made the machine very unstable. Now that could be down to us playing around with it and perhaps missing something, but damn, it really didn't like it, which was kind of weird. But hey ho, you know, there's the whole thing about forced BIOSes and whatever else. The problem is these machines, they're already old. I mean, they're not that old, they're only a couple of years old, but in terms of technology, they're old. Interest has kind of waned with them, so finding somebody who can sit there and force a BIOS to see 4 gig of RAM and whatever else, it's going to be few and far between. You're going to be asking on a lot of forums and whatnot, so I don't suggest it. Live with it for what it is. In terms of gaming, the short answer is no. Just plain no. The long answer, well, we'll go with the medium answer. It can pretty much do what the 2133 does. In some respects it can do a little bit more, because the GMA video card in this is a little bit more powerful, but you're still dealing with a basic video adapter that's designed to really just put a picture on the screen, and that's about it. So, I mean, if it struggles with 720p, even 480 to be quite honest now, this machine, it does struggle with them, then yes, you can game on a netbook. Do I personally want to? No, not really. Not PC specific games anyway. I mean, an NES emulator, Mega Drive / Genesis on that 2133 actually looks superb. It looks really, really, really good. on something like this with a 1024 by 600 screen, it's a cheap screen, cheap casing, cheap keyboard, cheap everything. You know, it is what it is. It does a job, but don't mess around with them and push them too far. So that's my rambling about this over and done with. In terms of upgrade, they are fairly easy. If I just shut this down, I'll show you the bottom of the machine here. When it shuts down, that is. So I'll take this opportunity to pull this out, pull that out, move my mouse out of the way, and the machine is off. This one does have a slightly damaged hinge, so screw, 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 and screw. Take those out, lift the bottom plate and sort of shimmy it over this way because of the video connector at the side there, and you have easy access to hard drive, which is sat about here, and the memory's sat about here as well. So nice and simple to get to. Would I suggest people rush out and buy the MSI U135DX? No, not really. I wouldn't suggest people go out and buy any netbooks, to be quite honest. They've had their day, and I loved them for a while. You know, they were a great little device, and the designs got much better towards the end as well. They really did get much better. But they're kind of, they are a jack of all trades, I suppose. They do a little bit of everything, but they're a master at nothing, effectively. Again, they are what they are. So that is this machine. This was a lot of ragging on it, to be quite honest, but you know, it does what it does. Comment, subscribe, etc., and I'll catch you in a much more interesting video next time.